Hello everyone, and welcome back to my shop. There you go. Piece of cake? Not. If only it was that easy, huh? Any of you guys that's worked on these C3s before know that getting this dash out so you can get to either one of these gauges is not for the faint of heart. I think in 78 they may have gone to the square dash where you could actually get to these from the front. This is a 75, so I think 77 back to 68, you got to pull the dash out. To get the dash out, you got to pull the steering wheel, and you got to pull the dashboard out, and you got to disconnect all the screws that connects to the center console. And then on the back, you've got your speedometer cable, got all your light bulb cables, and you got the electrical connector for the tach. Now, I think in 74 it was a mechanical tach, so you didn't have that. You know, you had power, but you didn't have a tach board or any of that. It was 75 where it came out early. So anyway, the problem I'm working on, of course, the title states it, is I'm replacing the board that controls the tach in this 75 Corvette. So, in order to get to it, you got to take the dash out and all this other good stuff. So anyway, stay tuned, and we'll get down to it. All right, I'm going to flip her around. Looks kind of nasty. But here's the tach right here, and here's the tach board that goes on it. Here's the part numbers, and I hope that's correct. It says 75 to 77 tach board. Hopefully that's it. We got to get into there to do it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to remove the whole gauge from it because I need to be able to zero out the tach arm and carefully remove it. So I'm going to start pulling stuff apart. Let's see, 1, 2, perhaps right there, that Phillips. So let's see, did I bring a Phillips screwdriver? I got a stubby. All right. Keep track of everything. That looks like a 1/4 inch. Looks like a dowel. Seems to be down right here. Let's see. Down there. And there's another spoke right there. Yep. Okay. All right, there we go. And there he is. Move him out of the way, out of harm's way. I am going to work on that odometer, the trip meter on it. It worked one time for me and then it locked up. So anyway, are we showing him? Okay, there we go. There's the tach. Looks like there's 2/4 inches. All right. It broke. Okay. Keep them together. There. Okay. He's broke. I've got some plasti weld. I'm going to plasti weld that. Now supposedly it's easy to pry this arm off. Okay. So now we need to take this cover off. Well, the board looks different, but they say it's better. Okay. All right, these are 5/16. 5/16. 1, 2, 3. What I'm going to do is gently try to pry that up. Got some plastic tools. All right. It easily came right up. All right. Wow. Did that break? I don't have a deep well 5/16, I don't think. Well, that's all right. It's working. They say there's the solder right there. You can see where the solder line's busted open. It's possible I could resolder that. Right there. From that point to there. All right. Big difference in the boards. Well, no instructions. So which way do it go? It's got to go this way, because that's where your external power goes to it. All right. Wilcox. I did not buy this from Wilcox. They're out of business. I bought this from a local Corvette dealer and distributor, and apparently he must have bought some of his stock out. I don't know. ground 12-volt coil. All right, good. It's labeled on the board pretty good. It says ground coil 12 volt. So that'll help in bench testing. All right. All right, what we want to do is put 12 volt to it, and what it does, it should zero the needle. You almost need better eyes than me. All right. I happen to have a 12 volt power supply, so this isn't going to be hard. All right, take some trial and error, but I think I got it. See him zero out. There we go. He's zeroing out. Remove power. And let's see, let's put him up here. Okay. And the zero. So I think I've got him. Now, I've not got him fully pressed on. I'm going to fully press it on. And which it is. Let's check it again. All right, there we go. That's what you want. So when you turn power on, you want it to zero out, and because normally it's going to stay wherever it was idling at. Let's say you're warmed up and you're idling at about 1200 RPM, somewhere around in there. Zeroes out. All right, now I'm gonna have to fix that plastic piece. Okay, here you can see where I've used this plasti weld to basically glue this back together instead of buying a whole new piece. You won't see this, and this will bond. I guess it's really called plastic bonder. It actually makes it as strong as if it was one piece still. And this is what I use to do it. JB Weld plastic bonder. Of course, it's going to claim it's the world's strongest. But what I like about it, what's pretty neat, you can take the lid off here, all right, and you squeeze the plunger down, and it equally puts out the amount of the bonding agent and the activator all in one little stroke like that, right? Then you can reseal it back and use it again. I've been using this a lot on the to seal a lot of plastic parts on the Vette and other plastic parts, and it works good. So you can see here, it's holding it real good, and again, you won't see that anyway. So the next poor unfortunate soul that has to take this down for any specific reason will see that and say, well, Bubba's been here. Well, that's all right. You can call me Bubba on this repair, because that's you can't see it. Now, before I go to put it back together, I'm going to show you right here on this is the speedometer, and this is your odometer or trip meter cable. Now, a new one of these cables, I believe, is going to run you between 50 and 70 bucks, and unreal. And I determined I was going to figure out what was wrong with mine. Ends up, you got to be able to depress it up and down, okay? And this mine, once you pressed it up, it wouldn't return. And I thought, well, don't break it because you'll mess up the speedometer. Well, I took the cable off, it unscrews here, and there's a bolt down here at the bottom, and then I soaked it to death with some white lithium grease. First I soaked it with some PB Blaster to clean it out, then I hit it with a white lithium grease, and it's working great now. And so I have my trip meter is now back to being functional again. And I also it's like a sleeve that covers the metal windings, of the linkage itself. Well, I squirted it plumb full of that white lithium grease too, to where it can just sort of ease into the or leak into the inner cable and keep it lubricated that way. So I kind of killed two birds at one stone. I got my my trip odometer working, and hopefully I'll have my tach working. We'll see here momentarily. Now let's put him back together. And there he is. A little trick I use is to take a piece of paper or something, you know, and that'll hold that screw in, you know, so you can feed it down in here at the bottom. All right. All right, that's it. That's good. Here's that ear. You know, I'm gonna guess that possibly could have been broke since it was new. I don't know. You know, I think that goes the other way. All right. All right, what I'm going to do, you know, actually is, I don't know if you can make it out, but there's writing associated with what color cable or plug goes into the here. Gray, 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 gray. That's blue, pink, and tan. All right. What is that? Dark blue, pink and tan, and over here is you can read that one. That's light blue. Well, light something or other. Anyway, process of elimination, we'll get that. So anyway, he's about ready to go back in now. And I did my static test on the tach. And what I may do, I think I'm going to run an additional ground. See, that's a ground stop here, ground stop here. How'd that get loose? I think I'm going to run an additional ground wire and bring it up to here. Yes. Anyway, can't ever have too many grounds. Well, all right. After much trepidation, that dash is back in. And now, for the moment of truth. All right, got the battery hooked up. I have started it, so this is a moment of truth for you all. All right, notice that the tach is sitting pretty much zeroed out. All right, key on, no change. And there we go. He's going to fast idle a little bit. And he should be fast idling them close to 1500 RPM. Seems kind of closely accurate. Now, if you notice, I got a door ajar. And now I know. So at least that's one light working. Let's see if it'll kick down now. And it's about 750, maybe 800 RPM. That's okay, because once I put it in gear, it should drop. So I'm going to put my brake on here, go to gear, 600, and that's where we want it. Okay, so it's fairly accurate. All right, now I'm going to turn the light off, and let's see how my interior lights go. It's going to get a little dark. All right, now let's turn the headlights on. Notice my headlight warning is on. Now it's off because the headlights are now up. Okay, I don't know if you can see but they are on as far as the dash. It's just so you can barely see it. There's the high beam. That's good. There's the parking brake. Cool. Left turn signal. Right turn signal. Oh, I did high beam, didn't I? Okay. Move that speaker wire out of the way. All right, so we appear to be in good shape. Let's drop them headlights. All right. All right. And all the lights are off. Cool. I believe we're in business. And I've got a tag now after all that. Oh, some of you individuals that with sharp eyes may have noticed that I'm still missing an interior piece. Well, I'll cover that here momentarily. Stay tuned. All right, here's my dash. Now, if you notice, it looks like it's got speaker grates built in, right? Right. And you flip it over on the back side. Look here, it's cut out, factory. There's a mounting hole for factory speakers. Well, there wasn't no speakers in this thing. My guess is it may have either been an option for that the original purchaser never got, or they went bad over time and a previous owner removed them. In any case, I'm going to put some speakers in there, and this is what I'm going to do. All right, and the magnet's picking up everything. All right, it's a triaxle, but it's a 4x6. The main reason why I went for it is because it's about as skinny as I could find. Not because it's a pile, but it just fit the dimensions. Now, you flip it over, I'm going to have to make some kind of bracket or something for it, but that's fine because there's barely going to be enough clearance on the driver's side. But you know what? This is future. I'll cover that maybe in another video, because this video is about getting a tach working in this 75 Vette, and that is what I've now got. So I believe I'll close that out like that. All right. All right. 1975 Corvette. First year for the Electronic Tach. Well, it's got a tach again. The old board, you can see it's discolored. You can see where one of the solder traces is burnt open. Another solder trace has got a burn on it. And on the, well, the components don't look blown. Makes me think I could resolder this, but you got to think, you know, if something got hot enough or surged enough power enough to burn open a solder trace, it may have damaged one of these transistors or IC chips. Hard to say. So the new aftermarket circuit board has got it going, and we, for the first time since I've owned this Vette, I now have a Tach, and I'm kind of tickled for it. I do like my gauges. Now I'm down to where I've only got one gauge now that doesn't work, and that's my clock. But I'm not going to worry about it right now because I got a clock with me, and I got my phone with me. I got several clock sources, so I ain't going to sweat it. Now, some of you fellas that's experienced with working on these C3s, you probably may be saying, "Boy, he's got a tough row to hoe trying to get that dashboard on with the dash panels insecure." I don't know. I think it should go in pretty easy, but I guess I'm going to fix to find out, right? Anyway, well, we got to get them speakers mounted in it, and that'll be for a future video, or I'll just get it done. So anyway, all my lights, everything seems to work good, and this dude is a step closer to getting back on the road. I've been putting that Tach off for a long enough time. I just didn't want to get into that dash again. And I had already swapped all the bulbs out when I first got this thing, and I had that dash apart. But silly me, I didn't even check to see if the Tach worked. So, and I ultimately found out once I got it all back together and on the road, it didn't work. Anyway, that's the way it works, ain't it? So, hope everything's going good with you and yours. Everything's going good here. Can't complain. Won't do me no good to complain anyway. Just carry on. Take care of that business. So have a good one, and I hope to see you around on the next one. See you.